Hello, I'm Toycat and welcome back to another third channel video. If you're watching this, I'm either dead or I've left the United States, and this is the apartment I was staying at while I was there. I obviously didn't want to show it while I was still in the apartment, but I want to show you this place now because it's the most expensive place I've ever and probably will ever be staying in, and there's so many things that make me slightly excited about it and that make it kind of worth that while. And indeed, it's the first time I've ever used one of these like business style I guess apartment services where they like book luxury air quotes apartments, and it's exciting. So I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about the price and exactly how ridiculous this is and make you cry, I guess, because I mean it makes me cry too, but also we're going to talk about how fun and American this place is to me, because if I'm staying in America for 3 months, this is probably the longest I'll be staying in one time, then I want to have a fridge that's this size. Seriously, look at the size of this fridge. I actually, it's hard to even, like it's like a cube. It's as big. Actually, it's really deep too, Jesus. But this is a ludicrously sized fridge. Seriously, I guess I know America. Oh, go. It's fine. I've heard Americans like to eat in a bunch. They go grocery shopping not for a few days at a time, but for a few weeks at a time. And so you need space for that, I guess. But it's huge. Look at the size of this. Oh, it pulls out. Look at the size of this thing. And then also another thing that I like about America, ignoring this oven, it feels too big to me, but maybe I'm crazy. Big microwaves, and when I microwave things, I don't want to just microwave a tiny little frozen pizza. I want to microwave 4 frozen pizzas and I don't know, a chicken leg or something. I don't know what I'm microwaving yet, but I've got lots of options. But my favorite thing, like about American apartment, look at this, by the way. I hate something that scares me. There's a light switch here, but it's not a light switch. This is a trick about America. You turn on the light switch, and what it does is it makes some blades go, because there are magic blades that cut up all the food that you eat and shove down the drain. And I know it's theoretically a good thing, but it's terrifying. I've seen too many American horror movies where it goes wrong. But the counterbalance to a terrifying garbage disposal, which I think a few apartments in London have, is this. I love this feature. It's a hose tap. So, like, look at the ludicrous angles I can get with this. If you want to spray your dishes, you're doing your dishes, you want to spray in real close. You got multiple spray nozzles here. This is like a shower, but on the end of a tap in the bathroom, and that's nice. Do I want to spray you, camera? Guess what, I can. I think it's fun. I like everything about this tap. I like it's a big sink. And indeed, this apartment, despite being in New York, where some of the most expensive real estate is, it's kind of big. Also, because I booked with a service that's like, oh yes, thank you for, it came with, for the price, you're gonna be shocked at the value I get with this free microwavable popcorn when we talk about that later. But yeah, they come with a bunch of little fun extras on this huge island. Like seriously, again, this is some pretty valuable real estate space, and I figured I still need an island this big, and I love it. Actually, is it clean? We're not going to question whether they cleaned it first. We also have this dining table area. As you can see, it's delightful. It's I mean, like it's enough for 4 people to sit at. Although they only really have places for 2. I guess it's enough for 2 people to have a romantic dinner, and then you can have 2 strangers watching you while you do it, which, if you think about it, is basically my whole channel, talking to the internet, and you being the strangers sitting in these seats. There's some empty glass salt and pepper shakers. I don't quite know why they gave us that, but sure, I'll take it. There's a phone over there, there's a lovely little desk. This is presumably where I'm making YouTube videos. I guess you'll find out over the next few months. It's in the past now. There is a TV with a nice little cabinet. There's a chair here, which is, to me, like I know it's meant so you have like a couple here, then your couples counselor dealing with all your scary problems as a couple or whatever, or a friend maybe. But like you've got to all face the TV with your furniture. Let's not pretend it's not the main reason you're in the living room. Also, this. I should have shown this off on the day, really, shouldn't I? But this is the reason. It looks terrible here. I'll show you a daytime shot of the view. It is a view of New York City itself. Obviously, we're across the river. If you're curious, the geography is that there's lots of parts of New Jersey that are closer by geographic distance than New York itself. So that's where we are right now, and it's beautiful, I think. Oh, this is terrible. Just look at the daytime views. Also, there is a pool. Look at the size of that pool. It has you can't see it properly, but there's a hot tub as well. And then also, it's right on the light rail. There is. I've got my favorite things. I've got a light rail if I want to go on the pool, which I I like the idea that like you live in a little resort inside of New York, and also there's like a pretty healthy living space here. Terrible for video audio, I'm realizing now. Maybe the place is too big. But also there is just to the right over here a bedroom. It's a one-bedroom place. It's not a studio or... Oh man, the audio is so much better in here. You can like hear myself correctly. So this is a weirdly shaped room. Let's just level on it. There's this weird like roller TV thing over here that I don't fully understand. There's a chest of drawers, pretty classy. There's this weird little corner that like I like, don't get me wrong, but it's facing the wrong way. Like you can look over to New York. Again, you can see the room because too many lamps are on right now. But you can look over there and you can be like, ah, that's nice. You can look at the pool, look at the light rail, and also look at, what is that? That's it just says BJ's, and that's a giant warehouse. I guess there's a distribution center across the road. That's cool. I look forward to seeing that. And it's just like such a beautiful spot, I feel like. There should be a little chair, a little single person table here. We put a croissant in the morning. Have I done that? We'll find out, I guess. Yeah, look, it's interesting because all of the apartment buildings are like all near each other, so you see a bunch of other people's views. So while we're in the bedroom also, again, next to this chest of drawers, there's this room here, and it's funny, my American girlfriend's like, this is actually pretty small for a walk-in closet, but it's crazy to me that there's just extra rooms in addition to your, like you have a room, and then you just have an extra room that you store your clothes in. That is such a, I don't know if excessive is the right word, but it's crazy to me. Just like the amount of space here. A person can sleep in your closet, air quotes. And again, it's nice. You can see one of the things that makes this place spacious. There is a laundry room over here. So it's a little bit wasteful if you ask me, because look at this. It's got washer, dryer. It's great, it's wonderful. Little basket on the top. But this is a room, if you look around it really carefully, there's so much more space here. It could have been better utilized. And instead there's just this big empty space here. I don't know what's going on in its entirety or what's happening here, but you know, we're gonna leave there real quick, and we're gonna say that also there's a bathroom. Wow, isn't this a nice bathroom? The answer is yes, this is a nice bathroom. Thank you for asking. So the problem, actually, you know, I rented this place because of the amazing shower they showcased. It doesn't look anything like that, so I got catfished, but on a multi-$1,000 apartment. But for now, we'll just say that this is a nice shower, right? Except it's weird because it's got a nice little head. Actually, I like this. I like this handle, I guess. Oh, I don't understand how it works. Yep. Oh, got it. Okay. I want to like it, but then it's like a tub that's not big enough to lay in like a bathtub. It's like a Japanese soaking. I don't know what's going on here. Also, because the view facing towards New York is back that way, I have to face New Jersey while I shower. That's not inspiring. I don't want to look at New Jersey while I shower. However, the fact that I can sit on the toilet and get that same view, hey, see, I know New York humor, make fun of New Jersey, and they fall in love with you, am I right? And so yeah, with that said, this is basically the apartment. There is a fun little Whirlpool dishwasher here. I don't know dishwashers. I'm gonna level with you right now. There's a trillion little cabinet spaces. Oh, it comes with a bunch of glasses and things of that nature. There's also, yeah, there's a lot of storage, a lot of pans, a lot of things that just come with the apartment. It's nice. It's like renting an Airbnb. I think this might have been via Airbnb actually, but it's like renting an Airbnb, but it is an Airbnb. So with that said, we're gonna do the hard talk now. We're gonna do the tricky one. We're gonna have to sit down before we talk about these numbers. Okay, so as we sit down on the sofa of truth, let's talk about some hard numbers. And believe me, these are some hard numbers to swallow. How much does it cost to stay here? And this is admittedly a short-term stay. It's like 11.5 weeks or something. You probably will get a cheaper rate over a longer time. And also, rent prices have been decreasing in densely populated areas because people don't want to live there because of the pandemic. However, without any more sugarcoating or further ado, it's 4,500 United States dollars a month. We convert that to a range of currencies you can see over here somewhere. And wow, that's a lot of money. That's a lot more than I presume you can pay in rent in your city, dear commenter. And you're saying, why would you, in your right mind, pay? Because this is a pretty standard apartment. It might even be below standard to some of you out there. It's definitely not to me. It's pretty. To me, this feels huge. This is like ludicrously sized in some way. But you know, you might say it's tiny, and you might say it's really expensive. And in fact, just for fun, I believe it is the average salary cost of an entire year for the average US worker, or indeed it's higher than the average salary of a UK person. So what the heck is going on spending that much? And I want to be clear here, because when you talk about rent on the internet, there are people who make the mistake of being like, rent costs about 1/5 of that where I'm from, why don't you move over to Lafayette, Texas? And it's like, well, first of all, of course, land area varies hugely across even pretty homogenous places, like, I don't know, the southeast of England. But like, if you take a country as big as the US, of course it's going to vary. Land has a huge difference in value depending on what is around it, and this is some of the most densely populated land in the United States. It might be the most densely populated land, but there is a lot of people, a lot of things around there, and so there's a lot of value in all of this stuff. That's why they build upwards rather than outwards, you might notice here. Even Home Depots are like 4 floors, which my girlfriend informs me is not normal. Things build upwards because the space is very, very limited. And so, of course, when land value is that high, rent values go up significantly too. So the why is, of course, land prices, but trying to explain things just like that kind of misses out but why would people pay that? And so the simplest ways to explain it, besides just, of course, you know, like why would people pay for land that is, or, you know, a space that is much smaller than the average American home, while paying a price that is much higher than the average American home? I'm sure that has to be true. And the simple answer can be partly explained by land value, and it can be partly explained by the fact that this is it's an apartment building, but it's got a lot of like hotel-like features. I mean, there is a pool like that you have free access to. I mean, you pay for it as part of your rent effectively. There is a gym that you have free access to. You pay for it as part of your rent effectively, but it's like in the building. I can be in a gym within 5 minutes. It's like I have access to a gym. It's like I have that giant pool. It's like that there's a little downstairs recreation area where there's beer pong tables, which, I mean, I don't imagine I'm getting too much use out of them in the next 3 months, but there's a snooker table, there's like, you know, there's nice chairs and places you can just chill out. There are extra spaces that are communal that you kind of have access to. So it expands your area, expands the services. There's a concierge, there is a guy that just sits down there and deals with questions and problems all day, which I used to think was kind of useless, and especially if you're somewhere for a long time, you don't value it. But as someone who doesn't understand you know, this area too much, doesn't understand the building or whatever, it's super useful. He's helped me twice already. And, you know, like, you can have deliveries dropped in a place. There's all these tiny little conveniences that kind of add and add and add to the value. But the fundamental question, you know, you can never justify away the big question of why would people pay super high amounts for super small place. And I don't know for sure if this is going to be value for money. I would suspect maybe even not, based on the huge amount that is. When you calculate it to a year, it is a terrifying amount. But the thing that I think makes it worthwhile for people is that you are in, again, it's when you're talking about the land value and the things around you, it is great to have lots and lots and lots of, you know, there's like restaurants, there's a lot of, there's a Jimmy John's across the street, isn't that exciting? There's good public transit, there is a lot, there's a Bed Bath & Beyond, let me show you this. I can not only have access to BJ's Tires and Sales, but there's a Bed Bath & Beyond and a JCPenney just over there. I can walk to those things if I want to. I could probably even drive as well. Or if we go the other way, look at this. There's some ferries, there's some private boating. I'm assuming we can get a boat in somehow. There's some skyscrapers. You're surrounded by things, which is great when it comes to, you know, everyone wants the things for leisure, but in terms of work opportunities, that's why people pay dumb amounts to live here. And obviously, when you're first seeking those opportunities, you generally won't move to a crazy, again, that's why there are places like that. But once you've found yourself the stable, you know, there are, I think people misunderstand about cities a lot, is that there are huge numbers of people who are in this place where they have a stable job in some high-tech industry, whether it's tech, whether it's finance, whether it's, yeah, there's a lot of industries that fund around cities, and so those people want fun places, but also there is no space for them. I believe this is where this sort of place comes in, and is that right for me? I don't imagine so. It's a huge amount. I can't get over the number when you calculate it over 3 months, but for now, I hope you'll enjoy this video. I'm gonna go explore some New York, maybe some, I'm gonna go just walk around the area and enjoy a place, maybe. And I hope you enjoy your place. And I guess in 3 months, we'll see if this was a terrible decision or not, won't we? But for now, thank you for watching. Third channel, don't care. Goodbye. Because you know what's better than money? Oh God, it's a garbage disposal. I thought that was a light switch I was pulling there. But okay, so that's terrifying.